It's showtime.
Here we are.
Here we are again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, crew. You are back live on Sunday with us. Happy Easter to all of you. To celebrate it, we it's been a great many years. You and I, Dad, studying, uh, Jesus, the man, the life, and that'd be fun to talk about some of that. Um, certainly has given me a broader perspective of what we're all capable of in this world, in this life. I got some quotes and things I've written down in my journal for years just to share that with you all. Let me figure out the X thing here. We're trying to stream to you all on X and Rumble now. We're a little buggy still, but we are going to work through all that. We need a premium account.
Yes.
Okay, got it. We'll just go ahead and remove that.
Yeah, we need the
okay, we're here live with you on YouTube today, everyone.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
good to be with you. Good to see you in the chat here, crew. Happy Easter to you. Man, love you guys. Where are y'all coming from? What are you doing today? And we will throw it up. Dad, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm back on the farm. I've been on the boat all week. I'll be going back to the boat, say Wednesday, but kind of came home, and not just for Easter, but it's cool that it is. And yeah, doing really good, actually. I'm slowly getting over that cold or flu or whatever I had last couple weeks. But I'm seeing some new people in the chat here. That's cool.
Underpass, welcome to the live.
Yeah.
Really enjoy your content, Alan. I do too, Dad. I really enjoy it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just dumb stuff that comes to an old guy's mind,
Uh-huh.
And then when I research it, it all adds up in my head. And then when I do the video, I go, well, that's not exactly what I was trying to say at all.
or the one you told me today is like, oh, it's already obsolete.
It's yeah. My Thursday video is already obsolete in my head. I'm like, whoa. What kind of life does a guy live that's like that incredible? It's like, wow. I've had so many of you reach out to me over the last month. It's just the opportunities out there for all of us to invest in different stuff is mind-blowing right now, guys. There's AI bots and trading and financial institutions getting into crypto. And then now that you've got this bag of crypto, right, you can leverage it or still hold it, retain it, but let it go out and work for you as if it were like a little AI bot. And then I got into this conversation with a guy, Ben, and Ben and I were talking about the micro nodes and all the rest of that. And that's just like the micro nodes that are coming to all of us and how we're going to use them on our laptops have been a bit of a slow process, but they're going to be insanely profitable, guys. Insanely. Because they need the data and the old school, how do I put this? The old school analog way of having all the routers in a giant building. No, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
So how many tens of billions of open laptops are there? A lot. So AI is going to be able to use the data that you're not using, and you're going to get compensated for it. In a nutshell, because it needs all that. And it's just going to be, it's going to be crazy. Anyway, I didn't mean to go directly into,
Hey, that's what we're here for.
yeah.
Cruise
So I'm doing good, really.
Well, that's good. Hey,
Opportunity.
that's some good news.
Yeah.
Today's
Doors
the
are
good.
just
Today's the
open.
good news day. Okay,
Yes.
he is risen.
Yeah.
For all you who go 420, happy holiday to you as well. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, big around these parts here.
Mhm.
Even more important here, we're gonna celebrate our friend Joseph's 70th birthday today. 70 years young, brother.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Love it.
I'm right behind you, man. I'm catching you quick.
I'm catching.
But 70 is I can tell you guys that 60 to 65 is maybe not my favorite 5 years, but it's definitely not, it's in my top 2 or 3 5-year spans of my life for sure. Yeah. There's just something about getting older and knowing and getting wiser. There's just something about this just so, it just brings you down like to the calmness of like, yeah, there is no screwing this thing up. I got this. There's no problem here. Yeah. So congratulations, brother.
I was thinking about that very thing today, Dad, and I'm headed for 40 here pretty quick. And I was like, what's changed? I've put in a lot of work on myself, mentally, physically, spiritually, the whole thing. It's like, what has really changed in me, even in the last couple of years? And it's peace. I have peace now, and it's not shakeable like it used to be. It's not the roller coaster that it once was. That it is for most of us when we're young. We start aiming at a bunch of different stuff, and relationships are crazy and hectic. But man, I got the people I want in my life. I got the opportunities coming to me and to all of us coming. Like there's just every time I talk to my old man about all this stuff, you guys, it's just like, well, there's another golden opportunity for us. Excellent. Can't wait for us to jump on it and share it. It's like, that's what my dad's video on Thursday was about. It's like how to make money with our crypto, and how many opportunities are there going to be just to do that in the future. And we want to hear from all you. The crew brings us so many great ideas. I feel like the majority's coming from you guys now. So yeah, we got the crew in the house. We're going 63 and more. What do you got, Dad?
Wait, you know what a lot of it is we've been so patient, most of us in crypto, and we've seen the opportunity for a very long time, and we knew that one day the whole world would see what we saw in it, but they don't. The people don't still, unfortunately. That's the hardest part for me, is my fellow human beings aren't invested in the things that are really could change their futures. That's the toughest part. But the good part for the rest of us that are in this community, this massive community in which it is the people behind the money movers and shakers. They've known all along how to make money with money. They just always have. And that's how they do it. Well, they're bringing those tools to crypto. And the neat thing is that many of you have been like DCAing, and you're like, okay, it's still 50 cents. I got an extra $10 this week. I got an extra $100. I got an extra $50. And you've DCA'd into XRP or whatever, HBAR or whichever one. Okay. And now you can look back at your bag and you can say, wow, I've got in dollar values, 25,000, 75,000, $200,000. Well, in a world where we're going to where finance is going to reward you for having a lump sum of money, because it could even be cash. Okay. But you've saved in something that just 5x'd recently. So your 25 just went to 125. Okay. So now if you can put like 25 grand to 50 grand of that aside to work for you, to cover your bills, and that's where we're at now, because you've DCA, because you did your homework, and because you saved. Whether or not you saved in the US dollar in a bank account, which is really a bad idea, but you've saved in something that went up in value and is only going to go further up in value, is amazing, because the opportunities that we have only just begun. And it's in the old legacy style of investing. Those are for people my age and older, and only wealthy people. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the stats, but only, what is it, the top 20% own all the stocks. Top 20% in the wealth spectrum. No, but the poor people don't own any. Well, they do through their 401ks and whatnot, but that's it. Anyway, it's a crazy good time to be alive.
Yeah, it is.
Really is. Yep.
Dad Ryan said, great video on XRP yields. Always been in the never selling club. Plan to get loans and yields from my XRP.
Yep.
Love that, bro.
And and I talked about the ETFs that are coming. The sheer volume that it's going to bring to XRP is going to bring it. I mean, I'm only speculating when I throw these numbers out, but as high as, $15 to $30 is not unheard of very soon for that coin in particular, because you're going to have so much demand on that coin. And even if you don't like Bitcoin, all you got to do is say, well, look how successful the ETF was for Bitcoin. The single greatest ETF in the history of man. Hello. That's a good thing, right? That's all you need. So if you've got that going for you, and then you have people come along and go, okay, well, what's the next best opportunity for me to buy a bunch of ETFs where I can hit a home run like Bitcoin was? Well, again, I've gone over this, that you're going to look at an ETF for XRP and you're going to say, well, I can not only buy the ETF, I can hedge, I can do a covered call on it. Number one, I can retain the coin with a covered call, and I can earn 2 to 5% monthly on a high yield on it. And you can end up making ridiculous returns over time. And that's what Wall Street's coming to. And they're going to want to sell that product. Why? Because that product is paper. They don't have to own the coin. They can have you buy the ETF. They'll buy the coins to hold as collateral and give you the ETF. They get to hold them under their house until, like that video talked about, until in kind happens. But right now, they get to keep the XRP, but you get to make a monthly income. And now a lot of people, like, what was it Ryan just said? The point I want to make is it's almost impossible for you to keep 100% of your coins unless you want to keep being a truck driver or a dentist or whatever you are. If you want to keep your job, you got to keep then you can DCA and buy every day or every month or something like that. And then your net value goes up. But where's your return every month? Where's your day with a drink and an umbrella? You know what I'm saying? You need a monthly income. And that's going to take you 5 or 10, 20% of your bag. So continually filling your bag now, waiting for that moment to come, is going to be all the coins that you're going to be able to move into an ETF that generates you paying your bills and paying for you to buy a rental home or whatever your thing is. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm rambling on because that's pretty much what I covered in that video.
Love that. We got some thanks in here today, Dad. Atlantic, happy Easter, my friend. You showed so much humanity helping my friend Bob connect with Simon. He has risen.
Yes.
Love that, man. We got another one for you and Simon here. I'll talk about Simon in just a second here. Alan, thank you for helping, for your help having Simon connect with me and my crack and hold. Oh, Bob, Robert, it's the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that I was out of town and there was no way I was going to be able to deal with it. But if it had to go another step, I could have made a couple of phone calls. And thankfully, it didn't come to that. And thanks, Atlantic and Robert. Yeah, I appreciate it. Simon is the guy. He really is. He's so honest, and he's really good at the backdoor stuff about, what goes on. And he can figure out where the coins win. If you lose your coins, he can really help you with that kind of stuff. So, and I was out of town. I was at that proper party when all that was going down. And I was like, I'll give it to Simon. And Simon is just the man when it comes to that. He's the best.
If you guys have connected with us, check out Dip a Toe Crypto with Simon and Melissa. They're just, both of them are just great people. And they're trying to think about all these avenues for us. And they do a great job of it on the show. Incredible guests when they bring on guests. They're just really crushing it. So connecting with them is huge. Good morning, everyone.
We have
good morning, brother. It's my brother here in the house. We got some Fort Lickerdales in the house, Dad. We got some Canadians in here.
Yep. Yeah, we got a bunch of Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a good thing. Not so keen on their government lately, but anyway, what are you going to do? Not so keen on any government for that matter.
Robert would like some thoughts on quant.
Robert, I'm not a big quant guy. I'm just not. I looked into it, 2-3 years ago. And I love its concept and I love what it can achieve. And I think it's going to be a very successful project. But I'm not the guy to answer that question, man. I'm just not. It's I'm pretty good at the other 400 coins around it.
Yeah.
After a while, it's just like, man, I can't get them all. But I know a lot of people. A lot of people have a lot of really high hope for quant, and their code is awesome, is what I know about it. And I don't know much more about it. So, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm narrowing down, guys. I was Mr. 40 crypto guy, and I'm down to like 10. I think I'm down to like 10 now, maybe. Yeah. Now, XDC, I know quite a bit about. I just know what XDC is doing with the bond program, and what they're going to keep doing with that is going to be big. I think Wall Street's come to them more than one way. And I know that they're working with, what's the firm out of the UK? And I know that was put out as a rumor, and then it was everybody said, "Oh no, that's not true. We're not doing that." And then a little birdie told us, "Oh no, that's accurate. That's exactly who we're working with." And that little birdie, Brent and I know personally, and he told me I asked him that point blank. Hey, are you guys working with those bond companies? He's like, well, a lot of us are, but yeah, we're trying to show the bond companies how liquid they could be. They don't have to be this old mess that they are. We're trying to show them that they can get on a bond, they can get on our XDC network and they can compete for instant money now. And that when I heard him say that, I knew they were working together. We're talking about Quincy Jones at this point, who we will be interviewing. He's going to be in our booth at the XRP show in Vegas. Also, we're not going to talk at length about that right now, but just remember this channel, our channel, the Staple Crew, is going to have like, I don't know, Brent, 6 hours a day of live broadcast coming from that show to you. And it's going to, we're going to interview all these different people who all have different channels and people, you'll know everybody that we're interviewing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got the list right here, and it is a awesome list.
Yeah.
This is the people that I want to listen to about XRP and brainstorm with.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what comes out of it. When you put minds like that together, good things happen. Oh, we got a dono.
Nice.
Robert. Oh, love it. Robert and Atlantic are friends, man. Love that.
Yeah, no, Robert's the guy Atlantic reached out to me about. He had some issues that a lot of Canadians had to go through because, well, Caleb and Brown, basically, I shouldn't say Caleb and Brown did it. The Canadian government essentially said to Canadians, you can't be with Caleb and Brown anymore. And you got, I know, was it 30 days, guys? 60 days to get it all cleaned up. And Robert made some moves to an exchange, and it just looked a little shaky to the exchange, so they locked him up. And then it was a whole thing that we had to go through, but thankfully it all worked out. So, yeah, I feel for Canadians who. That's what I was talking about earlier. The governments still are crushing on crypto. It's just I don't understand it. I don't understand why every time in man's history when new technology comes along and it's better, cheaper, and faster for mankind, it gets readily adopted. But crypto is the exact opposite. They are clearly at a war with it. And I'm talking central bankers and I'm talking banking systems who own the politicians. And it's obvious. I mean, this whole choke point 2.0 was, they're admitting to it all now. You know, the previous 4 years has been, you know, we went through it and we're like, this is absurd. That's not even fair. Why are they doing this to us? And now we're hearing them tell us, oh yeah, we did that. Yeah, we did that. Tough luck. Too bad. You know, sue me. I'm a government official. You know, that was their attitude about it. It's like, well, how about a noose? You know, how about that?
Easy, Dad. Easy. It's Easter.
Yeah, it is. I wasn't going to say to
Kids
Dad.
all over. They're looking for the eggs right now. Take it easy, man.
I was just thinking, you know, put it around their neck for a little while. That's all. Not like
just try it on. You know?
Let them contemplate for a minute.
You don't really go through with it. You just.
Anyway, yeah.
Ryan's throwing the fastballs today. No point in selling an appreciating asset for fiat. Even if I do sell XRP, it will always be used to purchase more cash flowing assets.
Bingo.
Absolutely, brother.
Yes.
Absolutely. I want to run on this one. TP, what's up? Do y'all think XRP will be immune to the bear market this time with all that is going on? I think based on the point you made earlier, Dad, I think there's going to be so many companies and applications and people beginning to use XRPL. Ethereum comes to mind. Yeah, what, 7-8 years ago, where it just everybody started running to it to acquire it, build on it. I think because of that, yes, it will gain immunity. Are all these things impervious to, these big money markets shorting it and buying it and shorting it some more? I think we're always going to see that flux to some degree, but price continuously go up on all this stuff again because we're so early, and it's only got room to grow and soak up and spark more money up. So long term.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's just backtrack a little bit. First of all, it's a brilliant question.
Yeah.
But let's go through this. As adoption happens and as more and more mainstream Wall Street banking institutions fall to this technology in which they cannot deny any longer, okay, it's gonna steadily rise all boats in the harbor, okay? But the point I really want to make in particular with XRP is this. When it went to 60, 70, 80 at its all-time high back in 2018, I believe it was, January of 18, went in that era, we never reached that again. Mainly because I'm going to call it straight up on the court case. The court case really messed up our last bull run. So now that we don't have that hanging over our head anymore, and now we have so much adoption, and it's going, and we know about the 1,700 NDA non-disclosed contracts that we have around the world, the 300 banks, all the rest of it. All of that is going to allow it to go up. Sort of like it's done just recently. It's gone to 350, and it really has a hard time going below 190 now. Where back before, it went to 350, and it went down to 20 cents. So that what you're going to see that stair step. Yeah, you'll have the decline in the market, but you're going to have a baseline that's going to continually get higher and higher and higher. Yeah. I mean, unless another coin comes along and completely does everything that XRP does around the world and it gets adopted, that's the only way I can see it actually having a 90% decline again.
Yep.
And just to give everybody some really exciting news, there's a little birdie that I talk to quite often, and he and I talked just last week. And there is, how do I put this without saying it? There's something, it's not a lawsuit, but there's something about the harm that was done to you over the last 4.5 years that is trying to be compensated to you. Okay. And it's not the lawsuit gang. However, it is a legal action, and it's above basically the courts. That's a very good thing for you. This could mean, I don't know, $2, $3, $5 a coin if you were harmed by that court case. Is it something that's going to happen tomorrow? No, I don't think so. But is it something that people are not going to allow the people that did it to get away with it? Yep, that's who these people are. And they got your back. Well, first of all, they got a bunch of those coins too. Yeah. Yep.
We got a new sub in the house, Dad. We got Rodrigo.
Nice.
Rodrigo, thanks for joining. We're the XRP family over here. We're the 40 coins guys.
Yeah.
We're the people's people. We got into this to try to bring opportunities to you, to build a community with you, to have you bring the opportunities to us, and we all check it out together. We all build that generational wealth together. Feel like one of the good guys, Dad. You know, we're not here to just pump one thing and get up a bunch of views and trying to make YouTube money. You know, it's like, yeah, sure, that would be great and all, and it only allows us more ability to go and meet all of you and do this. So we do thank you all for your support, and we're glad to have you, Rodrigo. Hope to get to talk to you and get to know you. Every time I do with somebody from the crew, it's just, my life's that much cooler, man.
Yeah. Atlantic living, yes, that is still happening. Both things I shared about what Jimmy Valley's involved in are still active and coming to a wallet near you one day.
Woo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Happy Easter, Alan, B man, enjoying the show. Usually, dimes dropped. Nice. Yeah. Thanks, Gabriel. I want to talk about something real quick here, Brent.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get too down about this, but I got bad news today.
What?
I know. Many of you know that I have a small, little, modest farm here, and we live in total peace, tranquility up in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I aren't political people at all, although politics creeps into everybody's life here and there.
Mm-hmm.
We are off grid. In particular, this time of year, we're off grid. There's a few weeks in the winter where we're not. Other than that, we make electricity. And in fact, we're going to start mining coins here because we make so much electricity. We make so much electricity with our solar panels that we bought a Tesla. Now, I understand that not everybody today, the word Tesla is a very political thing to say. Mm-hmm. We bought it because of the two biggest reasons that I can think of are it takes us a quarter tank to get to the gas station and back. But with solar panels, the moment we get in a Tesla, it's full. It's charged every day for free. Well, we had to buy the panels. But just think about that. So we were burning like $5,000 a year in gas in her vehicle. And now that's all free to us, essentially, from the sun. Well, as you all know, it's a political thing to say Tesla these days. But my wife's car was keyed. And it really didn't bother me in a monetary sense. It bothered me in my, like, immediately I looked at it and went, oh wow, the dog scratched, because our dogs jump up on the car. And I'm like, that's not a dog scratch. And now it's on three sides of the car with the same pattern. And it's through the paint. And I was looking at it and I was just bumming out about mankind. You don't know, you have no idea what the person is that drives a Tesla. You don't know. You don't know who they believe or like or anything else. A lot of people don't buy Teslas because they like Elon. Because it makes sense. Like for me, for Elizabeth and I, it makes a lot of sense for us to have an electric car.
Yeah.
But what really hit me after thinking about it for 4 or 5 hours, I thought, man, what a sad life that somebody has to do physical damage to another person's property and to make themselves feel better or to feel that they're making change in the world. And the only thing you're really changing is you're lowering your energy. Your vibration in this planet means a lot. And you don't even understand. one person is as important as millions of others. And your hatred for another human being is destroying you from the inside out. And it's really sad to see because it's so prevalent in the world today. And I'm not even going to go down the political side of the whole thing. What I'm just going to say is you're costing yourself money. Like that's an insurance claim. Now our insurance is going to go up. And it's like, that means your insurance goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to be a little bit smarter than that in the world we live in today. You just got to think a little further ahead than your emotion at the moment. Not to mention, there's another thing about Teslas that most people don't know. Most cars are like flip phones. Teslas are like smartphones. We got videotape of the person that did it. That's what Teslas do. They have cameras on them the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I want to turn this person in and ruin their life? No, that's not what I want to do. I don't get any vengeance or revenge, or I don't feel better about myself. And we're probably not even going to fix the scratches. We live in the country. Who cares? It's paint. You know what I mean? It's not that big deal. I just want everybody to just reflect on try and do something good for a friend or a neighbor or somebody you don't even know rather than something ugly.
Yeah.
Just refrain from the ugly and we'd have a better world. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been pretty bold on here, and in my life telling people why I'm not a political person. I used to be. I used to care. I used to get sucked into that kind of stuff. Now I try to look at all of it. But what you reminded me of, Dad, is like what we're about here, like what the crew's about. Like, we're talking about how to make money with your money. And my parents, and I'm so thankful I got to be a part of it and help. And like my dad's such a hands-on guy that we built out his solar system with the help of one of our friends. And my dad and I are geeking out about, it's like, oh, okay, does it make sense to get the Tesla now? And, financially, and you've put all the money into this investment to get solar, and you guys got it going to where it's right, to where you got the charge on the house, you've got extra power. Okay, do we do the carport? Do we do the charging? Do we get the Tesla now? What do those numbers look like? It's a practical thing. It's a logical decision to
where I live. Yeah, very much.
To get a vehicle like that becomes practical when you make that investment.
Right. If
So
I had to charge it
in cars, people over who's on what party or side.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
I don't care.
Like you said, Dad. Can you do good by your neighbor?
Yeah.
Can you do good by your neighbor? Should be the sentiment of Easter, right?
Have you ever noticed how, like, emotionally what happens to you on the inside when you have like that hate and you lash out? Mm-hmm. And you do something like that to a car, or you punch somebody, or the inside of your body is just in complete turmoil. It's like basically every cell of your body is just in this, like, it's not even like thinking straight. It's just in that like a mess. And then compare that with just doing something kind for somebody that you don't even know. The difference of the emotion within you of being the rotten guy or the person that never asked for anything in return of just doing something kind for somebody, what that does to your life is night and day. And I feel sorry for the person. I'm like, man, that's a sad little world you live in, man. That is not peace and happiness. That is not where you live.
No.
And I try not, that's why I don't like politics, is I try to make sure that I don't occupy these 5-6 inches with that kind of space. It's just, it's not beneficial to my moment or my life or my health or my happiness. And if more people can just figure that out, thankfully I've kind of been that way most of my life, but I'm getting better at it with age, and I think we all do. Yeah. Oh boy, Pierre's in the chat today, I see.
Underpass. Sold my F-150 3 years ago to buy XRP. Been driving a 95 Corolla ever since.
Winning.
All right.
That right there is winning, my friend. Yeah.
That's winning. That's what winning looks like.
Yeah.
The good sacrifices.
You guys, many of you have heard this story already, but I am restoring a 86 K20 Chevy truck. So yeah, I like old trucks. I like old vehicles. There's just something about not having too many computers in them. I got this. You want to hear one of the worst car stories I've ever heard?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking to my mechanic down the hill, right? And he's like, don't buy a new car. Just don't buy one. And I'm like looking at this guy, and he's talking to this guy, and he said, your car is basically totaled. That, by the way, it was a Chevy, and it was a brand new 3/4 ton, really nice truck, right? And he goes, I don't understand what you're talking about. He goes, that thing is totaled. You're done for. It wasn't even 2 years old, like 20,000 miles on it. He goes, well, I don't think you're right. I'm going to get a second opinion. Well, the guy drives away, right? And the mechanic started telling me, he said, there are so many computer chips around it, okay, that what happens is he had a leak in the lens of his rear light, new from the factory. It leaked. It shorted that out. That circuit shorted out the next circuit, which shorted out the next circuit. And he could tell he was having a problem because the door wouldn't, like electronically, the window wouldn't. First, the tail light went out, and it wasn't the light bulb. And then the door wouldn't work. And then the dash lights would blink. And he's like, oh, what's going on with my car? Right? So he brings to this guy and he says, it has destroyed your entire motherboard. I mean, you've got to replace like not one chip, like all of these chips. But the problem with that in particular model that he has is it goes to the engine brain. And that whole thing has started fouling the performance of the vehicle. So you've either got to go chip to chip to chip to chip to find the way back, or replace the entire wiring system of the vehicle. That's where that guy's at. And it's like, do you know what it costs to rewire a vehicle like that? Like, he goes, it's total, dude. And they're like, no, I never ran into anything. I don't know what you mean it's totaled. He goes, it's not worth the money to repair. It would cost you more to repair than the insurance company is just going to write it off. So they're building throwaway vehicles these days. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy story, man. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Yikes.
Yeah. And Chevy is like, I'm not picking on Chevy. They're all building them that way these days. Let's get into some good questions. If and when XDC gets posted on a major exchange, do you believe it will skyrocket? Yeah. I
made up gold. So
yeah.
It's going places.
Yeah, it's going places.
Mm-hmm.
Their code's too good. Their team is too good. They're on the cutting edge of the back end of brokerage houses, so they're going to use it. Yeah, its future is really bright. I'm going to say people ask me this one all the time. They go, okay, Alan, should I invest in XRP, HBAR, or XDC?
Mhm.
Those three are really the three they hit me with because I talk about those three a lot. And I'm like, well, XRP is immediately going to have success. HBAR is having success right now, soon. But XDC is going to be, I think it's going to be the slow, steady churner until one day it's just going to pop. But I don't know that the ROI on the first two isn't better. Again, I don't give financial advice. I'm just thinking that's the way I think about those three coins. Yeah. Because XRP there's no stopping it. We're way past stopping it at this point. Yeah.
Intellect, SRP's going past 5 digits. I hope so. I hope so.
Dude, I love the bow tie, man. That's working right there. That's class and style.
That's a nice handle too.
Yes.
Mentellect is great.
Yeah. Somebody's got their thinking cap on.
Mm-hmm. Keith, happy Easter to you.
I got to say hello to Linda. I was on the phone with Linda yesterday. It was so good to talk to her. I have to say this, guys, and I repeat it in almost every show, but it's so true. Every time I meet, I get a phone call with one of you. You're all the same people. It's unbelievable. It's like we're all brothers and sisters, and it's just, from different mother, obviously, but like it's just this person on the other phone, and I can tell, I can almost tell what they're going to say next the whole time. It's like a family. It clearly is a family, and I don't know whether it's because we all resonated with one idea and innovation, but almost everybody is like, well, when I get well-to-do, I want to help others. Almost to a T. To a T.
All of you.
Like, wow. I just love it. It's so good. I'm so happy to be a part of what we got going on here, Brent. It's really cool.
I am too.
Yeah.
There's a high quality. There's a high, a common thread. And if you don't come to something like this, I feel like unless you've looked a little beyond the system itself, and how often is that said nowadays? Where it's like, I remember growing up and going through college and all that, and it's like so much of that in the back of your brain is like, how much have I just been programmed to be a certain way, and how many hoops am I having to jump through to just end up like everybody else? Jockeying for position. And I'm a much more creative person than that. I definitely got that from my father. And that's what we get to do here together. You all are clearly that way too. It's not just about getting rich. It's all of you have some cause. You have something that you want to expand upon and do. And really excited to walk this journey with you and support you in that. I have a friend of the crew. If anyone has had issues with, I want to make sure and talk about this. If any of you had issues retrieving your assets from KuCoin, as regulations have come through, and they made it very hard for Americans to, acquire their assets. And there's some very interesting stories out there. I've heard 2 of them. If anybody has gone through that, figured out how to make it work, where they went to go get help, please reach out to us. I'm going to specifically reach out to Simon. Simon, to say more on him too, he's somebody that we trust. I would have no problem tomorrow giving Simon the paper with all my private keys on it. No problem. He's that guy. And I'm the same way. So, we seek each other out, and Alan and I want to be that for all of you too. We're not here to get stupid rich or do something real dumb and ever put that trust in question. Want to be here to help. And when
having said that,
when you have a community like this, you can't help, and you should.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
But you should never give your seed phrase to anyone.
No, especially people who send you messages, particularly on Telegram or other various messaging sites.
The last few videos we've done, the bots have just destroyed it, just obliterated the whole chat room. It's just I'm thinking about even shutting chat off. It's just it's terrible, man. Since you're talking about that, who was there? I think it was our birthday boy asked that question.
Joseph?
He asked
from Boston?
Yes. Joseph, security of your coins is paramount, obviously. That's probably the most important thing about crypto. I think the biggest issue that we all run into now with crypto is being scammed. Simply never, ever, ever trust anyone. I mean, I even hate to talk about Simon in that sense, because somebody could be pretending to be Simon. Like, that's how crazy this whole thing has gotten. But if you haven't looked into Caleb and Brown, I've been with them for years and years and years. I believe in their product. They're doing so well financially that they don't need to steal your coins. So that's really the place I would put. I wouldn't put all my coins there, because all your coins in any one spot is not a good thing. But I would put at least half of my coins with Caleb. And I should say I have half of my coins with. I'm not telling you to put half yours with them, but they are that good. And isn't it funny now? I listen to other people's shows, and everybody slowly, one after another, all support Caleb and Brown. They're all getting into it. And I'm like, yeah, man, we were in that 5 years ago, at least. So
I'm looking for the episode now. Let's see. 20th.
Yes.
I'm looking for that specific episode that you interviewed.
Yes, they do. They use fire blocks. They also have cold storage. They also do not commingle your accounts. Your account is your account, period. That's big, guys. All of those are very big. The other thing is they have a country that came to conclusions about what crypto is, so they can work within the laws of their country. That's really big. We don't have that yet in America, obviously. We don't have that. I don't think you even have that in Canada yet. Yeah. Let's see. Man, we have so many cool things coming up, Brent. We really do. I'm so excited about Vegas. And if you guys can't make Vegas, all you need to do is turn into this channel, because it's going to be, in some ways, in this man's opinion, I'm probably going to catch some flack for this, but I think it's going to be better than what's on the stage. That's my opinion. But what's on the stage is good and really important knowledge and good to know. But I have to say, the people that we're working with is, the people you want to hear from. And that's who we're going to interview for the whole 2 days of both days of the show. And I have probably 3 or 4 of them. Oh, it's about to get loud here. I'm about to get the dogs. Elizabeth's driving, going to a little retreat. So I'm going to have the dogs in here a minute. But anyway, we have so many cool things. We have a lot of time to talk about it. So we won't get into that right now. But I do want to hear
last weekend in May. I believe it's
hear from
29th, 30th.
Anybody that's going to the 3 days prior to the XRP show in Vegas for the Bitcoin event, look me up because I'm going to be hanging out. There's Jesse. Come on, Jess. Come on, Jess. And we'll hook up for sure at the show. For sure. Okay. You might want to take the show here for a minute, Brent.
You got it.
We've got.
Hey, crew, let's throw out the questions. But even better, I want to know what you guys are doing this weekend. We want to know who has inspired you, who gives you peace. That is the spirit of the day. Hey, Vern.
Yeah, the wife's going to a town up the road for a nice spiritual retreat for her Easter Sunday. Very cool.
B-Man has the con.
Yes.
Engage.
The captain does not give the wheel up easily.
No. No.
Come on, guys.
Third time going. It's the third year it's happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I met Northern Living.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we could say his name, Landon. He's not hiding from anybody. I met Landon. We actually had dinner. We hung out a lot, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's when we first met.
I still think I coined secret weapon. I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm taking cred.
You did?
Yeah. Well, it was the general consensus.
Yeah.
Everybody who speaks to Landon, feels that way about him. Very kind, very polite. Just the Canadian man I wanted and needed. The friend we all need. That's who Landon is.
Yo, for sure. Smart. Got his act together.
I feel better every time I talk to you, man.
He's a good dad, really good father. And, world needs more Landons for sure. That's what I'm saying. When I met Landon, I'm like, yeah, that's who I thought he was.
Yeah.
And he tells a fun story. I told it on Dip a Toe, but I can repeat parts of it. But he said, well, you know how it is when you first go to these shows, you don't know that you're going to meet anybody or know anybody. Nobody knows who you are or anything like that. And then he goes, I went there and I was just talking with Brad Kimes, DAI. I met Alan. I had dinner with Alan. Like all these different YouTube channels is like, they all just acted like real people. It's like, yeah, hello, that's who we are. We're just crypto enthusiasts, maybe to a little stronger degree than most, or maybe have a little more of a gift of gab than others, or the willingness to put their face in a camera. But other than that, we're all the same. Yeah, we're all the same. And it's so cool. I love that. I love that about our family.
I am glad we inspire you and give you peace, Becky.
Yep.
You've done the same for us. Becky and Landon have been two of our longest followers. I'll never forget watching other channels and being in the chats. Here's my Becky story. And when she started getting into our chat and our comments, I was like, whoa. Becky's watching us now too. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
never forget thinking that. You were you were big time. You are big time, Becky.
Yeah. She's the big reason why, I mean, I met, that's terrible. I can't remember his name anymore. And I chat with him all the time on Telegram. But anyway, it'll come to me. Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Lewis and I did a show together, and literally Becky put it together. Yeah. Yeah. Lewis Jackson, by the way.
I love that show. That was my favorite show at the time.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a good one.
Yeah. I'm just so everybody knows, we're going to be, I didn't do it yet, but pretty much every week we're going to have, I'm either going to be on somebody else's show or they're going to be on our show weekly until the Vegas show. And we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. Yeah. And it's going to be fun because I get to talk about stuff that I don't normally talk about on my show and on here on our live stream. I get to talk about what I kind of know or see with other people's channels, and I get to ask them questions. It's like awesome. I love that. You know, it's like I think I don't know. The more I do it, the more I really appreciate that side of this bringing content thing.
When we were in Vegas last year, we interviewed Zach Rector and his wife, who are lovely people, by the way. And that chat afterwards with Zach was so good. I was just standing there listening to, we're basically just listening to Zach cook on what hall he's getting involved with, which was kind of different stuff than we are. And that's going to be really cool to bring out, you know, and bring to the crew people who don't follow Zach or know of him. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you do, but yeah, it's like people like that and people like Dave, and it's just the quality of people who do want to put their face on it and do it. In this XRP community is they're amazing. Like I'm excited to see them again this year.
Well, I have to say about this comment right here.
Let's put the nooses away, everybody.
Yeah. The thing that most of us don't understand, in particular, Brent and I don't get paid for this YouTube stuff. We don't make any money at this thing. Like there's no profit in YouTube at all. And he took the big leap about 4 or 5 months ago and said, you know what? I'm going to sell my company. I'm going to sell my business. Those of you who don't know who Zach is, he was a landscaper and ran a landscaping company while doing 5 shows a week. And he told me he was going to quit. He and I had a great conversation about it. He says, you know, I'm going to quit. And I have 2 young kids and a wife, and we have a lot of hopes and dreams. I just hope I'm doing the right thing. And he and I had a discussion, just so you guys all know this. When you first start a YouTube channel, people reach out to you and they'll tell you anything you want to hear, for number one. But Brent and I have been offered up to like $10,000 a month just to talk about people's products. And I don't know about you, but 10 grand a month would go a long way for my life and my son's life. Yeah. But we never chose to go that route. Okay. And to my knowledge, he's never done that either. Now he shills a lot of like, links, you know what I mean, that are like, well, that's not costing you any money. In fact, it's probably saving you money if you use his link, but he gets paid through that, almost like YouTube does. So I just want to say to a lot of people that you don't really understand what it means to be an. I'll never forget this when I struggled. Brent and I struggled about for over a year for sure, but probably like 2 years to even do a Patreon channel because it looks like you're asking for money, and well, you really are. Although you can sign our Patreon for free, but it was it was hard. It was a hard decision to ask people for money for what you do, but he has kids to feed and everything else. So yeah.
Yep.
I if you've ever met him personally, he's one of the better people on the planet, man. Let me tell you that right now. You want that guy as your next door neighbor. That's the guy you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I say that about everybody I've met in this family, by the way. Landon, same thing. Like, yeah.
G-Man's got a great point. This, it's an important thing to remember. People are entitled to make money if they're content creators and educators.
Yeah.
And then I don't see a problem with that. And absolutely. And you try to make the decisions like in our spot where you can little bighorn it. You can build it naturally through the different networks, and try to be the right thing, try to resonate with people, try to inspire them, try to get them interested in it, just like us. It's like a light bulb went off when we learned what blockchain was. It's still going off in my brain. So how do we get on and be like, yo guys, we're still in this with you? And then as far as like making money goes, it's so true. Like there is that little guilt factor and things of it. But at the same time, like with what you said, Dad, we don't want to go and take a sponsorship with one of these exchanges or one of these companies and everybody's like, oh dude, Alan and Brent are in it. Okay, well these guys must be on the up and up. And then they crash and then they take. Like we're looking at partnering with t-shirt companies and things that aren't gonna negatively affect us or you. And so that will continue to be the sentiment of this channel, and it has grown, and we've made enough to have assistance and to stay like motivated at it too. And we do appreciate the support that we've gotten on Patreon. I'm excited. I know Brittany's in the chat. Like she and I are talking about doing a video together about all of it, about life, we're about the same age, and hopefully we resonate with a lot of people our age. But I'm very happy and proud to be a part of this group because a lot of you are older. A lot of you are my dad's age. And I've watched your generation. I heard comments and saw it today, like with Robert's comment, my dad had a much different upbringing than I did. I feel like this generation has made huge improvements on that. And it's kind of up to my generation, like it always is, to kind of take up the reins and do it even a little bit better. Do it, do less of what we all don't want and more of what we do want. And I feel like that's kind of my part in this. My dad's such a brain for what we're discussing, but like constantly learning, constantly catching up, always trying to be humble, always try to be a better host, always connect the crew with him and him with you. And you talk to me or him on the phone, we're real loving people. It's the whole reason to do something like this.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to pig out. We're never going to make those decisions. Well, hopefully we'll never make those decisions, but we don't ever want to lose your trust, because that is the valuable.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Have.
And I know what he's saying too, because I agree. So many people, they get on there and they're constantly shilling a product or an idea. And when you, it's so annoying to listen to. It's just like, wow, man, do I have to hear that ad every single time I watch this guy's video? And it's not even an ad from Google that you can skip through or something. It's like him talking about it every time. And I totally get that, because I'm like, look, man, I don't need to hear about I trust capital every single video you make at the beginning and the end of it, or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like we go to social media and YouTube to not have all that. And that's why we turned the TV off, because we're sick and tired of most of its commercials. Right. So I totally get what they're saying. And man, I'm for me, I'm not going to do it. I remember when you and I thought about making this channel, we were like, yeah, we'll just do our own ads, inside the thing, we'll make money. But when you answer to a higher personal authority of yourself, of self-respect, you don't do that. You just end up, you know what, man? You said it perfectly, Brent. I just want to respect everybody for their time and their moments that they share with us. It's like, dude, really? You'll sit down and spend time out of your day to listen to what we have to say? Is pretty powerful. And that should be reward enough. The other thing is that I have so much faith in the coins in which we all own. I'm not trying to make money off the people that other people that own the coins. I already know they're all going to get loaded with me. So I have so much faith in the product that we talk about every day that I don't need my family's income. However, having said that, I do believe that there are products out there that really do help people, such as I Trust Capital, and a lot of these different companies do help. Caleb and Brown, like, they don't pay me. When I say Caleb and Brown, I don't get a dime from them. Well, I guess that's not true entirely, because they do give us something. I can't remember what it is, but it ain't much.
It's only dimes. Yeah.
It is dimes.
Yeah. It's dimes. Yeah.
Yeah. I
think I said it recently. It was like last month was like $19 or something.
They did. They did. Give us
if people say that we referred them, or that they heard about Caleb Brown through us.
Yeah.
Nice. Pasha, good to see you in here. Thank you for the dono.
Nice.
We've got a shop through our YouTube, Staple Crew shop, and it's this hat. I'm wearing the blue one. It's kind of like a darker navy, and then my dad's got the black one. I like the black one a lot. But we're kind of, I think we're both on the same page. Dad and I really want to work with like a clothing company to bring you guys some really high quality stuff. If you're going to spend the money that you would spend in the shop now, we want those things to be like the cool crypto shirts. Like, we're thinking of designs and ideas and the highest quality that you can get, and here, like, American made stuff where you actually know the story, where it's coming from, all of that. High quality.
Yeah, we're working with a family that it's literally it's planted in a small farm, the cotton. It's grown in a neighborhood farm. The farm and the family is on the back of the tag. It's completely dyed and milled and everything in America. And I know if you're outside of America, that probably doesn't mean that much to you, but it's for supporting small farmers. And they're the most comfortable cotton shirts you ever want to wear. we're getting rid of all of our Chinese goods. So I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to buy a hat like this, actually. But we're getting rid of all the Chinese connections, not for political reasons or anything else. It just doesn't make sense to me. The products just aren't very good on the t-shirt companies online. And there's absolutely, Brent and I don't make a dime on, well, I shouldn't say that. We probably make a dime per shirt. It's ridiculous. You don't make any money. We're not going to make any money with a small farmer, but at least I'm supporting a small farm, and it's just going to be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys will have sweet merch if you want it.
I should wear the shirt when we do shows because it's that comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert's asking us, what's your top 5, if you care to share? It's so complicated, right? Because it's like, what's the most influential? And in my mind, that's XRP and Bitcoin. You know, I think Ethereum has been super influential. I like Cardano better. I'm sure something else is going to come along here that, you know, even competes with them in the next like 5-10 years. People just continue to make advancements on what got started, you know, 17 years ago. And well, definitely got started before that. But I'm not financial advice. I'm looking at the ISOs. I'm looking at Stellar. I'm looking at HBAR, looking at XDC. Those are the ones I want to study.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of other blockchains that are being predicated and built to run alongside those.
Yeah.
And I'm going to study those as well.
I'm glad you answered that first, because I was going to say blondes and then brunettes. And then
brunettes here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Right. And then I was going to go, you know, brunette with green eyes, you know, number 3.
Brown eyes all the way.
People are into the brown eyes too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Redheads. You can't forget the red.
Don't sleep on them. Don't forget them.
Because they will change your life.
Yeah.
They will. Yeah. In a good way.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in crypto a long time. So for me, my bag is probably not what most of the people in this chat right here have. But I'm really big on Bitcoin. I'm really big on XRP. Those are the 2 coins that I focus on and have for a very long time. And I don't know what happened, but both those seem to rise to the top. After that, I'm a big fan of Cardano and what they're doing for the governance of the world. I think it's just going to be a brilliant opportunity for that coin. I really, really love XDC because of Quincy. He talked me into buying XDC when I met him years ago. We were sitting there just talking and hanging out. I walked away from the guy. They go, "You know who that was?" And I'm like, "No, I have no idea." So I go, that guy's. And then I went back over to, "Hey, dude, man, tell me more about XDC." But HBAR, in my opinion, is going to blow people's minds. When you really look into what it's doing, and I don't know if you guys saw where it just hooked up with Telegram. It's going to be Telegram has 5 billion users. When you look at that, you're like, well, wait a minute, all their, you know, if you want to tip somebody or talk about something or give them a cup of coffee or whatever it might be, that's all going to run through HBAR. That's the tip of the iceberg with them. And HBAR has such a long-term view of crypto that it's beyond blockchain. Like, that's like mind-blowing to go there, but that's where they're at. And the 2 founders of HBAR are the 2 of the smartest people on the planet, period. And now our US government and other agencies are going, well, wait a minute, we need fast, quick, and safe and secure. Oh, we'll take HBAR. And that more and more people are using that and knowing that. Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if that was 5, but
Love it.
yeah,
Crew's shouting out Quant. Crew's shouting out Stronghold.
I've been talking about Stronghold for 2
Mhm.
years. I bought it 3 years ago or something like that, and it 25x'd or something like that since we started talking about it on this channel. Yeah.
Tiger says Z-Back. Sleeping Giant. I gotta look into that one. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah. Thought Thursdays has sticking in my brain all weekend. Would like to put a name to identify. Let's keep going. How would it work? Okay. Actually, it would not work with Caleb and Brown to date. And if any of you saw my interview with James from Caleb and Brown, I asked him 2 very specific questions. One is, when are you going to get into ETFs or other products, Wall Street products? And he just had a big smile and said, I don't know anything about what you're talking about, which was very telling that they're getting there. And then I asked him, a little birdie told me that you're going to be moving to, I said Chicago, and he said probably maybe Texas in the future. So when those days come, then you'll be able to use it directly through Caleb and Brown. However, as much as I don't really like legacy trading companies like Merrill Lynch, Vanguard, BlackRock, all of those are very, how do I say, user friendly when it comes to those kind of products. Very user friendly. And there's a sense of security in knowing that when you have an ETF through their product and they're giving these high yields, you know it's not a scam coin. It's not a scam token. It's not some rug pull. You're with Vanguard. They got $11 trillion. They don't need your 100K. So in that sense, we're becoming legitimate. The crypto world is becoming very legitimate. Yeah. Yeah, they did mention Florida too, Leon. Yeah, thanks. It's true. There's so much going on with the earning of money with money right now that it's almost impossible to just say, I've just got one avenue. I have 5 avenues, but I want everybody to know this, okay? It would bother me more to see you lose money than me. That's just who I am.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to just throw you into these products. I can't. I hear about a lot of things because there's very generous people with their time with me. And I'm not about to allow you to lose money until I have fully worked on these products. There's a lot of really good up and coming crypto companies. There's a lot of them. And I know we just talked about, I don't even want to get into Link2 because they've had their own problems, but I Trust Capital even. People have problems with those. Well, they're smaller companies. They're not Vanguard. Okay. But I don't like Vanguard or BlackRock because they're so big. But if you get to my age, you get to the point where it's like, I don't want to lose $10 anymore. I'm done with that. I'm done gambling. I'm done taking the high level risk. I don't need 12%. I'll take the 6 and I'll be secure and I'll have it. And I really want to push that going forward because there's a lot of companies out there, small crypto companies. I would mention a few right now, but I'm not going to do that because I like them personally. I don't want that. I don't want it to go bad for anybody. So, but remember on Thursday's show, the most important thing about that show is the term in kind. When we can get Vanguard and BlackRock to be in kind, we're done, guys. Why wouldn't you go to Merrill Lynch or, I don't know, Fidelity or any of the others, or Vanguard? Of course you would, because your coins are still your coins. But yet, with a very small percentage of your portfolio, you can pay all your bills, and you can come hang out with me on a cruise ship somewhere, because that's what I'll be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Or a retreat, or any of those things. Brent and I talk about this a lot, but I want to go around the country meeting people. As much as social media is fun to do, I want to meet people. I want to be with people. I want to be at a campfire and a guitar. That's really my scene. That's what I like. Maybe a ski resort, maybe a fishing area or something like that. That's what I'm into. And I want to do the rest of the beautiful years I have left in my life doing that stuff. It's so much fun, man. I see Todd's in the thing. I just hung out with Todd and Bonnie. Gosh, I don't know. We had dinner at least once and breakfast together. And it's just fun being with people with like-minded interests.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good. It's good.
We're gonna let you guys go. Some of you are coming up on dinner here.
Yeah, Easter supper.
Easter supper. We want you to go be with your families, and have an awesome rest of your weekend. Dad, anything else for us?
Don't eat too many chocolate bunnies,
Uh-huh.
and make sure you've collected all the eggs, because 6 months from now,
Yeah.
that I don't know, Brent. What have you got? I'm just happy to be. I'm really happy that you and I don't know if those of you don't know, or maybe don't know. Brent and I are going to be doing a lot more together going forward, not just with Vegas and not just Sundays. We're going to do a lot more together, and I'm really excited about that. And so, for an old guy like me to have what I would call a successful channel is so many blessings that I can't even I don't even when I get to meet people in person, and when I'm giving up my time, I don't feel like I'm still giving enough. So
Jesse agrees.
yeah. Yeah, I am feeling better. Thanks, Ocean.
Yeah, I agree, Dad. I'm excited to be doing more of it with you, and more meetups. Even with just you and I. I love that we chat more after the shows, and I love where your mind's at with all this stuff. Todd was saying Thursday is one of your top tens that he's seen. I think I really appreciate that you switch it up and you keep it fresh. And I feel like I'm always learning something. So always excited to be in it with you and with the crew. The more I connect with the crew, the more I want to film, the more I want to talk about everything. I'm an everything guy. Doesn't matter what you guys talk to me about. It's all on the table. And I'm still learning a lot about markets and things like that from my dad. And he's been teaching me here and there my whole life. And it's fun to be a student of it. It's fun to try to understand this so that we can really kick some major ass in the future here. Yeah.
I have to say this too. The people that the caliber of people that I'm talking to just continually rises. And I'm talking about the people who are offering opportunities to the people that follow this channel. And it's just amazing to me. There's guys, there's so much profit coming to you in so many different ways, and they're secure ways, and they're not rug pull ideas, and they're not scam artists. This is real solid financial future of the world is coming to crypto, and it's sustainable, totally sustainable. And I just couldn't be. You remember this, Brand? I was talking about this like a year or two ago. I can't wait for the channel to get to that point, which is where we're at now, which is making money with money, because that's really my passion. And not just talking about crypto all day, talking about making money with your crypto and making a living for you and your children, and then putting that in a trust, and then that trust paying for generations to come. Like, this is totally doable now. It's not like, oh, wait a minute, that's way off in the distance. You know, we already have governments that are like succumbing or understanding, well, we better start doing something here because other countries are going to beat us to the punch. Yeah. Perilous times. You're going to have to wait until the next show.
Yeah.
I'm always hearing about different stuff, guys. So, and thank you. And many of you are the reason that I hear about it is because you guys share it all with me. And, you know, you email me and text me and tell me, hey, man, I talked to this guy. I'm working on this project. And there's a lot going on. So.
Thank you, Joanna. Happy Easter to you. Love the post this morning. Thank you for getting the X account to 900 followers.
Nice.
Love that. I love the positivity and the spirituality, and in which Joanna's got a strong voice on there, and I'm here for it. I love it. Love following it now. Did not think that I would be an X follower, but it is an interesting place to go and kind of be in that big chat room with all these people we're going to be at Vegas with, and the kind of show that we want to bring to you. That is the fun part of X. Like, once you start following all these different crypto people, we might have differing opinions on things, but you see the family in it. You see the everybody's trying to bring that gold nugget and be like, dude, have you seen this today? Before the show, I was reading about Ondo. Look at Ondo's today. They partnered. It's like a stablecoin conglomerate. I'll say it's USDG and Visa. So check that one out. There's like constantly just a new little story, new little thing. And people really share their passion in there. Chat rooms have come a long way. In my life, because it just started as a little, gossip hate factory, which is the last place that I want to be in. Which is why I dodged sites like that. But it gives us all the chance to connect. So thank you all for following us on there.
I'm going to show my age, but I miss forums, actually. But yeah. Forums were good things. Chris, I'm going to answer this one before we go. I do not believe that the announcement of the lawsuit is complete is going to make the price jump. No, I do not. It will slowly be, because you and I follow that information every single moment of every day. The companies that Ripple work with don't. They're like, oh, okay, that got cleared up. Wow, that's good to hear. They're going to hear that a month from now, or 6 weeks from now, or 6 months from now. They're not going to go, oh, wow, we've been waiting for that for a year. Thank God we can just act on it. These companies that they deal with have a lot going on. They're not sitting around waiting for one thing to click. So it's going to be, oh, well, there's no more limitations. Oh, well, when did that happen? We didn't get the memo. There's going to be a lot of that over the next 6 months. But yeah, ultimately, it's going to help a lot. Yeah. And to some degree, it's already priced in. Yeah, I agree, Northern Living. Let's get out of here, B-Man. Let's get these people back to their chocolate bunnies.
TC, reach out to us. We'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, man.
Chocolate bunnies, everybody.
Yeah, TC, we can help you with that, or Simon can.
I like this one. God's peace is incapable of being shaken by airs of any kind. I hope that your peace in your life gets to that point where it doesn't matter what's going on. You can be calm, cool, collect mode, and you guys can work through it. If it feels like a problem, if it looks like a problem, we stay the solution people and the creative people and the ones that support things that are not normal. Normal has frustrated this group. Like I've been a part of this group for 3.5 years. We're not normal. We are a little bit more of the light, a little bit more loving, a little bit more accepting, and we want really good things for other people. And I will always try to give you a voice on here and support all of us in doing that. Love you guys.
Couldn't have said any better, Brent.